You may be seated. Please bow your heads for prayer with me. Dear Heavenly Father, we have anticipated our graduation from high school for the last 4 years, and it is finally here. Thank you for helping us get to this day. It's a day mixed with happiness and sadness, even fear and uncertainty of what lies ahead for each of us as we leave MBA. We thank you for the gift of family, friends, and teachers who have supported us through the years, because without them, this day would not be possible. I pray that you will bless each member of the class of 2024, and as we step into our future, please fill us with the spirit of your love. Thank you for your promise that you will never leave us or forsake us, and that when you are the Lord of our lives, all things are possible. In Jesus' name, amen.
Good morning. I would like to just remind you of a couple of things that will make graduation flow a little bit more smoothly. We have an area down here for when your graduate is receiving his or her diploma, and you can see that we're videoing the entire ceremony. If you will stand as you're facing the stage just to the right of the tripod, that's the best angle for getting a picture of your graduate when they're receiving their diploma. And we ask that once you have gotten your picture or pictures, that you make room for others. This area is just for the time to take that picture, and then other parents will be wanting to come in and take those pictures. Also, just a reminder that there are some of us, I'll put myself in this group, whose ears aren't what they used to be, and so we would ask for you not to use noisemakers and horns and that sort of thing during the ceremony, so that the comfort of all of our guests can be accommodated. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce our Superintendent of Education, Ken Bullington, who will officially welcome us for this occasion.
Welcome, MBA family! Congratulations on your support of these fine seniors that will be graduating shortly. And congratulations to the administration, faculty, and staff of MBA for doing a fine job of supporting them on their journey throughout these years. So give them a big round of applause. Well, seniors, we're going to miss you from the education department. We've watched you perform in music and in sports with the Friendship Games program, with your academics, and serving others. So thank you for your tremendous ministry at MBA. But before you graduate this morning, we have some graduations we're going to do before that. So I'd like to invite Jay Kettleson and Tim Kubrock to come forward. As they're coming up, I'd like to invite our Principal Nicola. And he's not graduating, he's staying right here. On the Board of Education, we have an initiative to try to make sure that we're going through the process of hiring and finding the very best educators and support staff for our schools. So the Board of Education has recognized Monterey Bay Academy with its Board of Trustees. So if there's any board members here today, I'd like to have you stand for Monterey Bay Academy. If you just stand quickly. I know there's some here. All right. There's Jason, thank you. Well, we did an initiative, and what we're doing right now, I'm going to be presenting a check for $1,000 to Monterey Bay Academy for forming a small group of individuals that take the initiative. As we go out and find educators, we can do it in a very fast way. So, Mr. Nicola, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Congratulations. We'll take one at a time. We'll start off with Tim. Mr. Kubrock, come forward.
I can.
The Education Department is very, very pleased to honor Mr. Kubrock this morning with a plaque of recognition for his retirement that's coming up at the end of this month. But before we get to reading this part, we go back a few years. We go back to the time where, how many actually played sports for Monterey Bay Academy? Would you raise your hands? All right, over the years. Come on, there's more hands out there. I know you played sports. Well, we go back before we had friendship games tournaments, before we even had single games in this conference. We go back to a time where I was here in Central at Bakersfield Academy, and Tim was where?
Newbury Park.
At Newbury Park Academy. And we played basketball against our schools. And we had a great time. But we were told at that time, make sure you have fun and don't get in trouble. But Tim, from that point on, has done a fine ministry. He's been a teacher here at Monterey Bay Academy, and also the principal here at Monterey Bay Academy. Plus, he's been in Northern California Conference and Southern. So, Tim, I've always appreciated your friendship, your complete ministry, and you always have taken care of young people. So thank you. So I'd like to read this to you at this time. In recognition and appreciation, retirement award presented to Tim Kubrock for the 35 plus years of dedicated service you have given as a teacher, principal, housing project leader in the Seventh-day Adventist school system, for the self-investment you have displayed in training young people for service both now and throughout eternity. Central California Conference Education Department. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you. I appreciate this. She's good.
All right, Jay, it's your turn. It's nice in the field of Adventist education. Not only do you get to know people through their service, but also through a friendship. And so, Jay, thank you for your complete ministry at Monterey Bay Academy over the years. One thing I can always assure you, when I get a call from Jay, or if I'm in a meeting with Jay, he's always making sure he's taking care of this campus in one way or another, through emergencies and all kinds of things that come up, right, Jay?
Often.
Often. And doing so, he always wants to make sure it's the best place for the administration, faculty, and staff, and you as students to live here on the campus of MBA. So, Jay, I've appreciated getting to know you and serving with you at MBA on the Board of Trustees, but also on our many phone calls we've had and emails and everything else, always thinking outside the box to make sure that this campus is a wonderful place to be. So thank you, Jay. I'd like to read to Jay right now. In recognition and appreciation, a retirement award presented to Jay Kettleson for the 33 plus years of dedicated service you have given as a laundry manager and vice principal of operations in the Seventh-day Adventist school system, for the self-investment you have displayed in training young people for service, both now and throughout eternity. Central California Conference Education Department, and you have a few months yet to go. September 30th, 2024. Thank you, Jay. Blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken.
One final word. In Acts 2:21, it talks about whoever calls in the name of the Lord shall be saved. These two gentlemen have displayed that along with administration, faculty, and staff. So our goal is for each young person here, not only as seniors, but also as juniors, if you're coming up to be seniors, we want to make sure we're creating an environment where you know in the name of Jesus, that's your personal friend, and will be with you in heaven someday. So God bless you. Congratulations.
Before we turn our focus entirely on the seniors, I just want to recognize one more individual. Many, many years ago, there was a student at a different boarding academy who had a difficult childhood. And Newbury Park Academy was the school that proved to be her saving grace. And she met a couple of people there who ended up changing the course of her life. And so she has since decided to give some money to Monterey Bay Academy to recognize people who do the same thing. And my dad happened to be the principal of Newbury Park Academy at the time, and so this is called the Ben W. Nicola Encourager Award, and it's for people of any department in the school who just provide that support and love and encouragement for students. And so today I'd like to honor Lorraine Veman. Lorraine, would you please come up? So the one thing that Lorraine hates the most is to be embarrassed, so please don't make her embarrassed. We love you, Lorraine. And the service that you give to the school, the quiet service in the cafeteria and in the hallways of Grunke Hall are recognized. We appreciate you and we love you, and I want to read what's on the award right here. The Ben W. Nicola Encourager Award is presented to Lorraine Veman for your tireless efforts to care for students' needs and show them Jesus' love with quiet humility. Now, the Ben Nicola Award is a $3,000 award.
Oh my goodness.
$500 of that is for Lorraine to use to somehow bless the lives of her students, and $2,500 is for her own use. So thank you, Lorraine.
Thank you. Can I say one thing?
Yes.
Well, I appreciate this. I do love you kids. And Jacob Rouse. Where is you guy?
Right over here.
When you first came, I saw a kid that needed a little bit of Jesus in him. And I am so proud of you. You have made it, and you've never given up. I want the rest of you seniors to be the same way. You need Jesus every day, and keep going.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to give you all a little introduction to our 2024 class president. He comes from the dorm room right next to mine. You know, the start of the year, I actually ran against him for class president because I thought I could do better than him. After seeing what he's done and what he's had to do for our class, I'm very happy that he was the one who got the position. Please welcome the 2024 class president and my best friend, Jacob Rouse.
Thank you, Paul. Whew. Wow, it's today. We're here. We did it, seniors. We're done. For 4 long years, we worked so hard, turned in hundreds of assignments, tons of presentations, and like 150-something religion memory verses. Many of us made it through different friend groups, and it may have taken a while to get us to where we are now. But we've made it to the end. Through thick and thin, we've made it, and we've all grown, not only in size, but in character as well. Yesterday, I talked briefly about how important it is to remember the past. So today, I'm going to have you all look toward the future. As we all sit here, most of us probably know what we're planning on doing next, whether you're moving on to continue higher education in college or if you're going to disappoint your parents. We all have the same idea. However, I can guarantee that even with this being said, none of you know for certain what will happen next. We have no clue who we will meet, what opportunities we may come across, or what experience we may have. We have little to no control over what events unfold in our lives. So don't waste your time trying to have it all planned out. All we can prepare for is how to react and handle whatever the world throws at us. And the world throws a lot at us. Some of it will be great, and that's great, but the world will also throw plenty of hardships our way. This could be a bad boss, a toxic relationship, taxes, who knows? The point is, we don't grow from the good things that happen to us. It's how we overcome the difficult times and bad situations that defines who we are. If we sit and give in to our mistakes or the challenges that come with life, we will never grow, never change, never succeed. However, approaching a conflict with a positive, constructive, and persevering attitude will almost always lead to success. Though our class aim is a very cheesy and long-dead meme, to never back down and to never give up is exactly what we should strive for. In the future, there will be people who will want to use you, to take what they can from you for nothing in return. They may not care if they hurt you. These people are not worth your time. Surround yourself with people who will treat you with love and respect. Those are your true friends, not the people who manipulate you or blindly follow you. A true friend is there to double-check you and listen to what you have to say. And for me, my friends know I have plenty to say. Speaking of my friends, I want to take the time to thank all my classmates, and especially the boys, for making my time here at MBA so special. So thanks, boys. The rest of you are why I'm standing in front of you today. You all brought me here, voted me to be here, and I appreciate you all so much for this. It's been such an honor serving as your class president this year. Moving into more of our thank yous, on behalf of the senior class, I would like to thank each and every one of the teachers here. They do so much more than they have to. Whether it's working weekends on supervision or in our class sponsor's position, scrambling to put together all the songs for class night. The teachers here go above and beyond for the good of the student body. And on a more personal note, I want to thank Mr. D because he inspired me to fall in love with guitar so that even when I play a whole set list like garbage, I still want to go back to my room and keep practicing. I'm also going to thank Mr. Z and Mr. Thompson for being like 2 extra grandparents to me. And without knowing it, they helped me through some of my most difficult moments. Thank you guys so much. I would love to thank administration for waiting until next year to put that new phone policy that no one's supposed to know about into action. Without our administration, I wouldn't have been able to surf without a wetsuit. Or I would be able to surf without a wetsuit, which was sure to end in my untimely demise. But seriously, thank you, administration, for creating a great learning environment and making a safe space for students. This year has been MBA's best year in many ways, specifically for media and promotions. And it's all thanks to the efforts that Mr. Nicola and the rest of the admin put forward to find people like Kessie and Mateus to make it all possible. Finally, thank you, parents, for everything. We probably won't realize how much you guys have helped us out until we're parents paying for our own kids' ridiculously high private boarding school tuition. Thank you, parents, for always being so supportive and understanding with us. I love you, Mom, and I love you, Dad. I literally couldn't do any of this without you. Well, we have Gryte as our main speaker for today, which means that if I go on for any longer, it may be dark before we get out of here. So thank you all so much again, and I wish you safe travels with whatever you do and wherever you go. Thanks, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to introduce our commencement speaker for today, a person whose achievements and contributions serve as a true inspiration to us all. Our speaker today is a mentor and friend of ours who many of you know and love, Dean Gryte. When I and many others first arrived at MBA, the first thing we saw was a bald guy. Obviously he has a cap on, so we can't really tell, but a bald guy that was standing over 6 foot and shouting instructions at us. I remember thinking he was going to be like a drill sergeant. Turns out, you're just really loud. I don't know. Jokes aside, though, over the past 4 years, I've had the privilege, along with many others, of getting to know Gryte and the man that he truly is. What I have learned is this: he shows unwavering selflessness towards us and is always willing to be by our side. He can easily be heard from across a room with his loud demeanor, but most importantly, he inspires all of us to live a life more like Christ and strives for us to make a difference in this world. We all greatly appreciate you, Gryte, for making a difference in our lives and inspiring us today. Today, he will join us and to share insights, wisdom, and words of encouragement as we embark on our own journeys. Side note as well, he might go off on some tangents, so just pay attention, all right? He loves to do that. But without further ado, please join me in welcoming our admired commencement speaker, Dean Gryte, everyone.
If you have sunglasses, you might want them now. I could not wait to get rid of that hat. The tassel, it's ridiculous. Thank you. First of all, I don't deserve any of those accolades. I'm a fraud and I've always been aware of it. Nope, right here. Okay. I want to welcome all of you. All of you. It is such a privilege to be trusted with your kids, your treasure. That cannot be understated, and I think we at Monterey Bay Academy take that very seriously. It is altogether a difficulty to give a child away. I never had to do it until I sent my kid to Walla Walla. And I've told this story so many times. I was in his dorm room, dropping him off, and I remember everything to this day. I was speechless. I could not speak. And you're supposed to do something nice in the dorm room. I'm already on a tangent, by the way. You're supposed to say something nice, pray, leave. No, I could not speak. I was so devastated. I just hugged him, walked out, sat in the car, waited for Angela to get in the car, and we drove away. 3 hours, no speaking, no talking, nothing. They're worth everything. They're worth every cent, every amount of time, blood, sweat, and tears. And it's hard to give them away. And here they are. And now they're finally worth a conversation. They come at 14 years old, and they could not be dumber. Could not. And now they're awesome. And now they're leaving. And there you go. Good stuff. Missed them tremendously already. And this is hard. I cry all the time. I'm never ashamed of it. It makes me feel like I still have a soul. Because I wonder. First thing I want to say a couple things. Real quick before I get in. Number one, if you were listening to Will Thompson last night, or yesterday at church, if you were able to listen to that man, if I could ever speak, that's all I would ever say is everything he just said. That was dadgum incredible, and I didn't get to tell him. I was actually following him around the church trying to tell him, and that was it. And the other is, and she hates this, but she was already standing here, is if you ever want to see what Jesus looks like walking around in skin, it's Mrs. Veman. It's not people that get up here and say really awful or really cool things. It's somebody like her who goes to work every day to serve all of us. And then when she's off of work, you know what she does? She goes back to work. She finds something else to do, to serve. I don't know when she sleeps, but that's what she does. You can't find people like that. You can't buy them. She's probably going to take that money she just got and give it away. She's incredible. She's what I wish I was. 32 years ago, I was sitting right there. I just said that out loud. 32 years ago, I was sitting right there. And I was thinking about this. I was thinking about my high school experience. In mine, I went to a school very similar to this. It was out east. And at that time, that school was struggling with their culture. They were struggling with their leadership. They were struggling with everything. And so I walked into there as a freshman. And it was awful. I was not scared of the dean. I was terrified of the seniors. I was set in a place that called itself something, but altogether very, very different. I need to walk around. I can't do this. Okay. I learned fear. I learned pain. I learned self-loathing. I learned loneliness. I learned all the things that a little 14-year-old boy should not be listening to or having in his head running around all the time. And out of all that, as I stayed there for the 4 years that I went to that school, because I just thought that's how business got done. I just thought, hey, this is what the world's going to be like, just deal with it. And everybody picks up their defense mechanisms, and I picked up mine. Some of you may notice that I'm not quiet. So yes, I was 14 and I had a mouth on me then, and I got a mouth on me now. That didn't go away. And so my defense mechanism was defiance and elitism. And if I could make somebody else hurt, and I took all of the angst and whatever inside of me, if I could spread that around, somehow, strangely, it made me feel better. When I think of all the lives of the people that I affected in a negative way, I'm 50 years old, and it's still, I start grinding my teeth. Culture cannot be understated. And it was devastating. At the end of my senior year, I was sitting right there, and I didn't know what I was going to do with my life, and my dad had just moved to Colorado, and I needed a job. I needed something to do, and I was like, somebody brought up something, they were going to summer camp, and I was like, hey, that sounds fun, jet skis, whatever. Let's do that. And so I sent off my resume, high school kids' resumes, that's funny. But I sent off whatever. And I learned this years later. I got the job, went to work at summer camp, walked in the door, and that was the rest of my next 5 years. But I learned a couple years later that this was the story. Pastor Ron Whitehead, who was running the summer camp at that time, a beautiful man, vision, crazy, super fun. He actually did his homework. He went and called every single teacher. He and his staff went through and tried to contact every staff member they could find. What kind of guy is this Greg Gryte? Every single teacher said, absolutely, do not hire this person. The best thing I received, because he quoted it, was, I think he's could be a diamond in the rough, but it's really rough. So he hired me, probably as a gift to my dad. I don't know what he was thinking. Many don't. And that changed my life forever. I'm not going to go through all that, but Pastor Ron had every single opportunity to walk around me. He had every single reason to discard me. And he didn't. And it changed my life absolutely forever. I met my wife there. We have 3 beautiful children. I learned that it wasn't fearful necessarily to stand in front of a whole bunch of people. You start off with 6-year-olds, so that was pretty easy. And you ramp up. You did for 5 years. I realized how important it is to be someone for somebody rather than just trying to get through and do it for yourself. I was going to try and do this without notes, but I was already warned about the tangents. I've been toying on whether I want to say this out loud or read it out loud. It's one of the greatest stories in all of Scripture, and I feel like I want to read it. I realize that sometimes when you read in front of other people, they turn off. Don't do that for just a second, if you don't mind. This is found in Luke chapter 10. And I'm not sure if there's a better story, because it's the entire gospel summed up just like, in fact, it's the entire plan of all salvation for every human, all summed up into a little story. An expert in the law stood up to test Jesus. "Teacher," he said, "what must I do to inherit eternal life?" He said to him, "What is written in the law? How do you read it?" He answered, "You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your strength, with all your mind, and your neighbor as yourself." And he said to him, You have given the right answer. Do this, and you'll live." But wanting to vindicate himself, he asked Jesus, "Who is my neighbor?" Jesus replied with a story. A man was going down from Jerusalem to Jericho and fell into the hands of robbers who stripped him, beat him, and took off, leaving him half dead. Now by chance a priest was going down that road, and when he saw him, he passed by on the other side. So likewise a Levite, when he came to the place and saw him, passed by the other side. But a Samaritan, while traveling, came upon him, and when he saw him, he was moved with compassion. He went to him and bandaged his wounds, treating them with oil and wine. Then he put him on his own animal, brought him to an inn, and took care of him. The next day he took out 2 denarii and gave them to the innkeeper, and said, "Take care of him, and when I come back, I will repay you whatever more that you spend." Which of these 3 do you think was a neighbor to the man who fell at the hands of the robbers? The expert, the one who showed him mercy. And Jesus said to him, "Go and do likewise." There is so much to unpack there, and I'm not going to do it all. I'm going to skip some things, so you theology people in the back, just settle. I titled this "A Beautiful Life." There's something about a beautiful life that everyone can agree on. I don't care what religion, background, language, nation, tribe, tongue, whatever. We all want that. I want that for my kids. We want that for you. What is a beautiful life? Now that's different. Whenever I side with stuff like this is why I stay with Christianity, not so much because I'm proud of global Christianity, because I'm not, but I am proud of Jesus. He inspires me, and I see what he's trying to accomplish in my little way of seeing it as beautiful. Jesus here is identifying himself with the Samaritan. Now, just real quick, the Samaritan is not liked by the Jewish nation at this time. They were sellouts. They were frauds. However, in the story, the robber, and how the robber got beat up is irrelevant. What happened to him is irrelevant. They probably told him, "Hey, don't go down that road." Who knows what the story is? All we know is that he's injured and dying at the side of a road. And the first one to come is the Levites. Levites were given unbelievable religious responsibility in the Jewish nation. In fact, if they were to touch blood, if they were to touch a body, they actually can't go to temple. They can't do their God-given responsibility to do what God told them to do. If they do this, they have to go through this entire process. And so to walk around this man, well, that's smart, isn't it? Pharisee is the same. The written and the oral traditions are held. He knows it all. He's got the Bible at this time completely memorized, start to finish. He's had that since probably 13 or 14 years old. And now he's a leader. And if he were to touch this broken, bloody individual who probably deserved what he got, he was warned he shouldn't have gone. What's this guy's problem? He would have to go through all the process. He couldn't go and teach in synagogue. He couldn't do all these things. Smart. And so it's the Samaritan, the despised, fraudulent, fake religion, according to the Jewish thought at the time, that has compassion, that binds up his wounds, doesn't ask him what he believes in first, what he thinks, what his political ideology is, and takes him to an inn and pays for service. Young people, I don't know where you're going. And frankly, and this is going to sound weird, I care about you, but I don't care. 2 PhDs, go get it. You want to be a plumber? Awesome. You want to jump out of helicopters? Fantastic. I don't know what you're going to do, what you find that you want to pour your soul into. You have to find that. So go find something to pour your soul into. And like Jacob said, it's 100% true. Rah, rah, rah. You could have got an academic to come up here and give you a speech. You could have found some sports icon. I don't know. Sanders might have done it. Go see you. Lost you on the sports, eh? All right, go ahead. I don't care. But to have a beautiful life, what does that look like? You know what we've done as humanity? We've perfected the art of walking around the individuals that need us the most. We're awesome at it. And we will use our religious ideology, our political ideology, our tribalism, our nationalism, I don't care, pick one, to find a way to walk around the stepped on, the stepped over, the least, the lost, the lonely, because maybe they're gross. We don't want their stink on us. You may not find a beautiful life if your life is not one of compassion. Where you put it, there's a million different ways. I can't tell you what you need to do. I know the people that stepped into my life that did not walk around, that allows me to breathe at this time. And I'm still a fraud and I still mess up. I think the only thing that validates me to work here is that I will chew through a wall to get to you, because no one chewed through a wall to get to me. You must live a life of thoughtful compassion if you want your life to be beautiful. So go and live a beautiful life.
Thank you, Gryte, for reminding us what it really is all about. Good morning, everyone. Monterey Bay Academy has been offering a quality Adventist education to high school students since its founding in 1949. We are proud of our 75th graduating class, the class of 2024. Thank you, parents, teachers, staff, volunteers, sponsors, and donors for the importance you place on Adventist education. One of the awards I'm privileged to give out today is the Caring Heart Award. It is given each year by the North American Division and Union Conference Offices of Education to a graduating senior from each affiliated secondary school. The recipient is someone who demonstrates a personal commitment to service and to witnessing activities. This individual also demonstrates a strong citizenship record and positive leadership across the school campus. The purpose of this award is not only to give appropriate recognition, but also to foster increased awareness of and participation in witnessing service activities by all students. The student chosen will receive a Bible and a plaque along with a $500 voucher for school tuition or cost of a mission trip. This year, the student chosen as the recipient of the 2023 to 2024 Caring Heart Award for Monterey Bay Academy is Ariana Patton. I'd like to bring to the podium at this point someone that's no stranger to Monterey Bay Academy. Arturo Lopez is a representative from Pacific Union College, and he's here to announce scholarships that are awarded to several students.
Yes, I forgot how short I was every time Mr. Nicola or any of you would go up. Let me bring this down a little bit here. Good morning, MBA. How are you? So good to see you. I think I broke this thing. Hey, listen, my legacy here was not to break things, but it is so good to be here and to, there we go, that's it. At least I can speak up for a little bit there. I drive into MBA, and the first thing I completely forgot about is that there is no phone signal. Trying to text my wife, letting her know that I'm safe, I'm here. I'm ready to see some of the students that I miss a lot, because there's a lot of you that I don't recognize. This is your first year coming as a senior. So I don't miss that. I don't miss not having signal. But I miss the MBA every single day. I miss every single one of you. The memories that we created, the things that we did together, the ministry. So good to see that every single student that I did minister here on campus is here, except for Sophia. She's in Brazil. Hope she's watching online. But it is an honor for me to be here and not just come to support you, to cheer for you, to encourage you, to give you a big hug, but also bring some scholarships to some of the students that have shown academically that they deserve every single cent that is given through this scholarship. Now, before I call up their names and before I have them come up here, I do want to give a hard time here. Let me pull out the list of all these 10 students that have submitted their application, but they haven't finished it really. There's so many things they still have to do. And so PUC told me, say their names out loud so that they know exactly who they are. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say their names out loud. But I am going to pick on you. I already texted 4 of those, and they said, no, Pastor, I'm actually going to Pepperdine. So congratulations, Drew and Sydney. I texted one of those students and said, Karen, come on, finish your application. He goes, no, Pastor, I'm going to Walla Walla. That's okay. I forgive you. And then there's other students that have been texting me wanting more information about PUC. I graduated from PUC 2014, and I love the campus that I went to. Never realized I was going to go back and serve as campus chaplain. My name is Arturo Lopez, for those of you who don't know who I am. I was briefly the pastor and the chaplain for MBA Academy last year, and I fell in love with every single one of these students, faculty, staff. It was an amazing ministry that I did here. But at PUC, there's something that has been happening that it's unique, really, to any other campus. One of my main responsibilities is to be able to provide opportunities for students to encounter Christ. I mean, it's not my job for them to get them to grow spiritually. It's not my job for them to accept Christ into their life. Some of them already come with having done that already. So one of my main responsibilities is to just provide those opportunities where you can encounter the love and the mercy that Jesus can bring to your life every single day. And so PUC is proud really to present some of these scholarships because for the last 3 years we have seen an increase in the freshman class and retention as well. For the last few years we have seen that more opportunities have become available for students to receive scholarships. And that just this year alone we're giving about $156,000 just on these 3 scholarships that these students are going to receive. So I am proud, again, on behalf of Pacific Union College, to present these 3 scholarships to these individual students in recognition of their academics. You guys worked hard. You guys did the best that you could. Some of you, except one specific student, I know there was a struggle. Every single week there was something going on, but you made it. And so this scholarship, every single one of you deserve every single cent. And the first name that I'm going to mention, funny story, I met her not too long ago. She is at an academics worship on a Wednesday a couple of weeks ago. She comes up to me and she goes, are you that pastor? And I'm like, what do you mean I'm that pastor? I am a pastor, but I'm not sure if I'm that pastor. And she goes, oh, I'm Renata Baraquet. And she goes, oh, Renata, I don't know you. What's going on? And she goes, no, I'm actually thinking of coming to PUC. I'm here to do tryouts. And I was like, yes, come to PUC. So Renata, on behalf of Pacific Union College, I want to ask you to come to the front to receive your scholarship to come to Pacific Union College of $52,000. You got this. The next student, as well, she deserves every single cent because, again, as a student, all of you here know that taking some of the classes that you were taking was not easy. Some of you had to sacrifice a lot. Some of you had to, sometimes not sleep at night. But I want to call this student to, again, receive the Dean Scholarship of $52,000 on behalf of Pacific Union College, Madeline Evans. And our last student, I wanted to leave this one at the end because this is a student that I had the opportunity to work with closely for the first day that I showed up when all the students were here. So actually, the student leaders showed up. They show up early. This was one of the first students that received me. They gave me a big hug and was happy to see me, even though this student did not know who I was yet, and I was not. School had not started yet, but they were here, ready to serve, ready to do their ministry on campus, and I had the blessing to work with her for Vespers, for worship, or so many things that happen on campus. So please, let's give a big hand of applause to Caitlin Andrzej for receiving $52,000 of scholarship money from Pacific Union College. Thank you so much, and Mr. Nicola, I really appreciate it for the invitation. Tim, as well. Blessings to you all.
All right, we have several other students that received scholarships to several other schools. I'm going to mention those schools and how much money total they awarded to students here at MBA, but I will not be reading names off. So if you got a scholarship from one of these other schools, you'll receive it in your packet immediately afterwards. All right, so this paper is pretty important because I didn't memorize all this stuff. La Sierra University with a total of $506,000 to 5 students. Let's give a hand for our La Sierra recipients. Andrews University, a total of $150,000 to 2 students. Walla Walla University, a total of $497,325 to 12 students. Southern Adventist University with a total of $234,000 to 13 students. Seniors, I have one more announcement before we get to what you really came here for. And no, Ms. Schaffner, it's not a box of donuts. There's some other things up here that they're even maybe slightly more interested in. But I do have one final announcement, and this is a certification. It's an announcement of some certification from some of our students from the Advanced Computer Applications class. So we have, and I'm just going to read their names off. I don't have a certificate up here for you, but I'll read all the names. We'll clap wildly, and then we'll do diplomas, all right? So we have Rafael Rubo, Alexander Salas, Salam Belete, Zoe Zhang, Timur Najafov, Maddie Duyan, and Jacob Rouse. One big hand for all those guys. Thank you very much, and congratulations, class of 2024.
Good morning. My name is Jane Nicola. I'm the registrar here at MBA for those who don't know me. Today, as we honor our seniors and confer diplomas, I will state whether a student is graduating with honors, high honors, or highest honors. These are represented by the colored cords that the students are wearing, and sometimes you can't see them, but I'll announce it. These are explained in your commencement program. Oh, you can't hear me. You may also notice that some of our students have a pin on their stole that reads Excellence in Service. This was given to those seniors that exceeded 100 hours in community service over the course of their 4 years in high school. I will also be mentioning their class offices, or SAMBA offices, which stands for the Student Association at MBA. And I will also mention where the student will be attending college in the fall, if they have told me. Thanks. Well, that's right. Okay, class of 2024. Will the front row please rise to receive your diplomas? President of the senior class, Emergency Medical Responder Certification, Jacob Ryan Rouse. Paul Timothy Wiedemann. Graduating with honors, pastor of the senior class, 4-year student, emergency medical responder certification, Q. Noah Martinez. Four-year student, Vincent Augustine Martinez. International student from Korea, graduating with highest honors, treasurer of the senior class, 4-year student, attending Southern Adventist University, Yadam Park. International student from Ethiopia, attending Walla Walla University, Salam Niguse Beleta. Jacob William Ryder Balkin, attending Butte College. Four-year student, emergency medical responder certification, attending Walla Walla University, Benjamin Mulongo Duyon. Graduating with high honors, 4-year student, attending the University of San Francisco, Kate Matshazi. Graduating with high honors and an MBA advanced diploma, Mia Madison Rowe. Graduating with high honors, 4-year student, emergency medical responder certification, Caitlin Mai Andrzejek. Graduating with highest honors, 4-year student, emergency medical responder certification, attending Oregon Institute of Technology, Kiara Sarai Ramos. Four-year student, Angel Ruvalcaba Quintana. Graduating with honors, Jose Aaron Marquez Gonzalez. Graduating with highest honors, 4-year student, Student Senate, Student Director for Impressions Drama, attending Walla Walla University, Ariana Janae Patton. Haley Joan Potter, attending Santa Barbara State College. Four-year student attending Oakwood College, Emmanuel Mukwana Duyan. Four-year student, student senator, attending Southern Adventist University, Arturo Justin Limon Cardenos. Graduating with high honors, four-year student, Samba religious vice president, senior class historian, attending Southern Adventist University, Joshua Robert Root. Graduating with high honors, MBA Advanced Diploma, Samba Chorister, Senior Class Social Vice President, Emergency Medical Responder Certification, attending Southern Adventist University, Madeline Grace Evans. Graduating with high honors, Samba Secretary, Senior Class Secretary, attending Southern Adventist University, Karen Abigail Ross. International student from Brazil, receiving a certificate of attendance, Mariana Lupi Silva. Graduating with high honors, MBA Advanced Diploma, Senior Class Vice President, Female Athlete of the Year, attending Southern Adventist University, Janelle May Kidwell. Graduating with highest honors, MBA Advanced Diploma, four-year student, Samba President, attending Pepperdine University, Andrew William Seville. Graduating with highest honors, MBA Advanced Diploma, Samba Social Vice President, attending Pepperdine University, Sydney Kaylin Wells. Graduating with high honors, international student from China, attending the University of California, Irvine, Lin Jin. Graduating with high honors, international student from China, Zoe Zhang. Yeah. Yeah. Graduating with high honors, Michael Tang Webright. Graduating with high honors, attending Southern Adventist University, Van Zan Amadeus Scott. Graduating with high honors, summer graduate Daniel Kahun Choi. Graduating with honors, Alexander Pereira Sales Filu. International student from Germany, Rufina Sophie Peters. International student from Spain, receiving a certificate of attendance, Sofia Sanchez. International student from Brazil, receiving a certificate of attendance, Luciano Sanchez Vicente. Rafael Dionisio Rubo. International student from Brazil, receiving a certificate of attendance, João Gabriel Godoy de Oliveira. International student from Brazil, receiving a certificate of attendance, Sofia de Souza Evangelista. International student from Russia, Student Senate, attending the University of Utah, Timur Nachefov. Graduating with high honors, international student from Belarus, attending Marist College, Maria Subotina. Graduating with high honors, international student from Mexico, attending Pacific Union College, Renata Carrillo Baraquet. Graduating with honor, attending San Angelo State University, Camila Elisa Vides. Graduating with honor, international student from Taiwan, attending the University of Utah, Xiao Chang Qian. Ari Nicholas Barrett.
Seniors, well, I can't call you that anymore. Graduates, can I hear an amen on that one? Graduates of the class of 2024 Monterey Bay Academy, congratulations. And now I would like to introduce the new seniors of Monterey Bay Academy. Juniors, will you please stand and face the audience? Seniors, why don't you go ahead and stand and welcome your friends into the senior class, and I think that you might want to do something with your hats. All right, you may be seated.
Congratulations, class of 2024, on completing your journey at Monterey Bay Academy. A journey, no doubt, that has been filled with challenges as well as successes. A journey that has been different for each one of you. For 13 of you, MBA has been your home, away from home, for the past 4 years. For 11 of you, your journey brought you across oceans and continents from around the world to be here. For 8 of you, you followed in the footsteps of your grandparents or your parents. Whatever it is that brought you to this home on the shore, we are grateful because you are the reason we exist. Today you are joining over 9,000 alumni who have attended MBA before you. Many of you have gone on to colleges and universities, trade schools, certification programs, or they have taken other career paths. But they have thrived, and they have led positive and successful lives. As Caitlin said this morning in her prayer, today is filled with a mix of emotions. Happiness for your accomplishments, sadness because you're saying goodbye to friends that you have made, fear and even some uncertainty because of the unknown that lies ahead. But I know for a fact you're all going to do just fine because you are not leaving here alone. You have a dedicated faculty and staff who are ready and willing to help you no matter where you go from here. You are no longer students at Monterey Bay Academy, but you now belong to one of the most amazing alumni associations that I know. You belong to me. You're mine. And I am here to support you in any way that I can, along with many alumni who have gone before you. We want to stay connected in any way that we can. You will literally meet MBA alum all over this nation and literally around the world. And we all share a very unique bond that binds us together. But more importantly, seniors, hear my words. You are leaving with our amazing and wonderful God walking beside each and every one of you every single step of the way. Allow him to guide and direct you. And while MBA will always be your home on the shore, I pray that each one of you will make heaven your goal. So again, congratulations, class, and welcome to the Monterey Bay Academy Alumni Association. It is my prayer that as your time at MBA ends, that you will know you are deeply loved by the teachers and the staff who have taught you, and that I hope that you will stay in touch with us here at MBA and that we will see you sometime in the future. I can't wait to hear the stories you have to tell, the direction your life has taken you. May God richly bless you as you leave your home on the shore.
I think we've been sitting for long enough. I'd like to invite you all to stand for prayer. Dear God, thank you for this day, and thank you for helping me and my fellow graduates make it to this chapter in our life. And please be with us as we go on to make our own choices and be our own person. I pray that you help us along the way in hard times, and please be with us always. In your name I pray. Amen. Congregation may be seated. Graduates and juniors, please stay standing.